This week's top Disney news stories include a new Star Wars series, some permanent closings of attractions at Walt Disney World, and other park opening and closing updates. There are also stories about descriptive audio on Disney Plus and The Empire Strikes Back. Stay tuned, and I'll break it all down. Well, hello there. My name's Jeremy and welcome back to Freeform Disney, where I talk about all aspects of Disney, from the animated movies to the theme parks to Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar, and the TV shows, and everything else in between. And that is why it's Freeform. And keep coming back every day for new daily content. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now it's that time of the week once more, so on to this week's biggest Disney news stories. Our top story for this week is a new Star Wars series that has been announced. So this new one is Bad Batch. Now if you've seen Season 7 of Clone Wars, you know who the Bad Batch is. Now intriguingly, that means I'm not one of those people, as I'm actually watching through Clone Wars for the first time right now, and I am just getting through Season 4 on my videos I'm putting up right now, so I'm not quite there yet. Which means as far as looking into this, I've got to be a little careful because I don't want to spoil myself on what's coming up here in Season 7 of Clone Wars. But anyway, I think it's still exciting because we've got a new series and that's always great. And Dave Filoni has done a good job with Clone Wars, so give me more animated series over there for Star Wars. Yeah, love it. So apparently this is a group of experimental clones, and this is in the aftermath of the Clone Wars, and they're trying to find their purpose and they're going on mercenary missions. And Dave Filoni is going to be back and running the show again, along with a good team of people. Jennifer Corbett, who's from Star Wars Resistance, will be back as the head writer. So pretty cool stuff right there. So looking forward to that, and that's apparently coming up to Disney Plus sometime in 2021. Not sure what the time frame is on that. Without a more specific date, I'm going to assume later into 2021, but yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Hey, and by the time it comes around, I'll have at least gotten through Season 7, so I'll be ready to go ahead and see the new Bad Batch show. Continuing onward, our next story is about some Walt Disney World attractions that are now permanently closing. Now, some of these might not be the biggest surprise as they've been closed or seasonal or whatnot already. So let's go through the three, from least surprising to the most surprising. How's that? Now, Scott Gustin went ahead and broke the news over on Twitter on Thursday, and it's certainly gone ahead and been picked up by pretty much everyone since then. So first off, Stitch's Great Escape is now officially permanently closed. Now, the show had really already been closed since 2018 anyway, and there had been pictures about the animatronics already being taken down and apart, so I don't think anyone was really expecting to ever come back. But the building has still been open on occasion, so there are pictures with Stitch, say, like during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. And, well, officially Disney had not said that it was permanently closed. So hey, now it's official. Maybe we'll actually get something new in that space finally. Jumping over to Animal Kingdom, the Primeval World has gone ahead and gotten closed down. Now, that had gotten pulled back. It was back to being open only seasonally. And that probably spells the doom for a ride like that. Now, this was an interesting coaster, although it was just kind of one of those slapped together carnival rides just to go ahead and put something in cheap. Good old Eisner time period, shall we say. Well, anyway, it's out now. It's permanently closed. And hey, there's a lot of space there and potentially behind the building as well. There's a good bit of space that we could put something new in, maybe. Although that might have to wait a little while as Disney seems to be tightening their belt quite a lot right now as far as doing new things. Well, what else? We also have, elsewhere in Animal Kingdom, Rivers of Light, We Are One. The original version actually only opened in 2017, the We Are One version a couple years later, and now it's gone. Clearly it was not doing as well as they had hoped for. We'll see what replaces it next. Almost assuredly we're going to see something replace that. Although, given the pandemic, they might not be in a rush on that for the same reason they have problems with different parades and the fireworks, so it might be a little bit. While it's always sad to some degree to see old rides or shows close, at the same time, you can hope we might get something really neat and cool in its place in the future. So here's hoping. And hey, with that, it's time for everyone's favorite section, the lightning round. A few quick headlines of bigger stories. Disney Plus was recently honored by the American Council of the Blind for achievement in audio description. Now that's the descriptive audio pieces for people who can't see, so you describe everything. Think a book as if you were reading one. And Walt Disney has actually done this for all of its new original content on Disney Plus, as well as a large portion of its catalog that's over on there. It's a good thing that they're really putting the effort into that. The CDC has extended its no-sail order through the end of September, so clearly Disney Cruise Lines will not be operating through the end of September. Disney has announced that it's pausing work on a couple projects over at Epcot. Now this means both the Mary Poppins attraction that was going to be coming, the very first Mary Poppins attraction ever, as well as the revamp of Spaceship Earth are currently on hold, with no known date as to when they'll be started up again. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, topped the box office last weekend. Over in the United Kingdom, during a pandemic, so it's not as impressive as it might sound otherwise. But still, it's been decades and decades since one could ever say it had done that. Okay, finally we end on a section that seems to have become a regular feature each week. And that is theme park openings and closings. Now, frankly, I'm, to be honest, getting tired of talking about parks opening and parks closing. It seems to be one of the main things that comes up every week for news. But it can't be denied that it is major Disney news when the theme parks open or close. And this is likely to keep going on for the next year or more until a vaccine has been created, tested, and distributed. So what's going on this week? Well, we have found out that Hong Kong Disneyland is now closed once more. So on Wednesday, it closed. And that was after having opened on June 18th. So it was open for just under a month. And that was after having been closed since January before that. And that was because there was a little bit of a spike over, especially in the county, specifically over in Hong Kong, that Disneyland is in over there. That was like 52 cases in a day that was part of what really helped prompt it. Meanwhile, over in a different part of the world, over in Florida in the United States, well, they reported over 15,000 cases in a single day, marking the single highest number of cases for any state in the U.S. in a single day. Oh, and one should note that is with only 3 times the population of Hong Kong. Oh, and on top of that, Disney World is now fully open. All 4 of its major parks are back open once more. I suppose the irony is that Hong Kong Disneyland was actually cited as an example of why Disney World should open. And now Hong Kong Disneyland is closed. I only wish it were more funny. Yeah. Okay. On the other coast, Disneyland resort hotels have been asking guests to reschedule any stays that were scheduled up to August 8th. So clearly, they're not expecting to open until at least August, although this shouldn't be a surprise. Frankly, it's a surprise that they're only saying through August 8th. And meanwhile, California is continuing to increase its lockdown as its response to the current wave of coronavirus cases over there is also ever increasing. On the other hand, there is at least an area of the world where things are doing a little better right now, and that's over in Europe. For instance, when Florida went ahead and posted that over 15,000 new cases in a single day, they actually outdid the entirety of Europe, which actually reported less cases than the state of Florida on that day. Yeah, so Disneyland Paris actually has begun its phased reopening, which means it's Disneyland Park, Walt Disney Studios Park, the Disney Village, the Disney's Newport Bay Club Hotel. All of those are back open, or at least partially open, I should say. Not that every attraction is back, or the parades, or the fireworks, etc. You get the idea. And hey, there you go. So that is all the different theme parks, a whole bunch of different stuff happening, and there's always going to be some shifting around. Because again, there will be spikes in coronavirus until there is a vaccine that has been researched, that has been produced, and that has actually been distributed. And that's going to take a little while still, as much as we might all want it to happen a lot quicker than that. Okay, everyone. So that is the news for this week. Did I miss any big Disney news stories? Are you excited for the Bad Batch coming next year? And are you going to miss any of those 3 Disney World attractions? Let me know down below in the comments. And hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like and share it with anyone who will too. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new video. And if you haven't done it yet, please click that subscribe button and ring the bell. have a magical day, and may the Force be with you always.